Here's how I make these kind of wonky Celtic knots. It's hard to keep track of things, so I've got to make myself start off making a grid. I make these curvy grids. The lines can't be too close together, but it's nice varying how far apart they are. And I'll start off marking what I think of as the critical points, the high and low points of the curves and the ends of them. And then if I feel like it needs some more, I'll put some in between. This marks the base of my grid. Now I need to put more points in between these squares of points. So I make an X to mark the squares, and at that intersection I'll make a circle because I'll need that. And I use two different colors, and I do two different lines, and it helps me keep track of things because things start getting wonky pretty fast. And then I mark the corners. The corners end up being pretty important to help me keep track of things. So then this is the way of working. The way that I work is I start on an edge and I start above a set of points, and then I go to the next set and draw below them. So each line of lines ends up starting at the top of the set of points and ending at the bottom of them. Now I've got to start making straps, and here what I'm doing is keeping track of going from one of those black circles to a blue circle, and then blue circle to black circle. You'll see the pairs, and it'll start to merge what the pattern is. And some of them get kind of off at weird angles because it's the wonky knot. So you begin to have to really look and see. What I do is I also make one that's not wonky at all, that's very straightforward, because I need to often check where I'm at and make sure that everything's going well. So it doesn't look like I've had to check my regular one yet, but now I'm going to do the corners. The corners are always go in and out, so the straps of them are next to each other. So I'm carefully doing the corners. I've got to find the corners. Sometimes they're just not hard to find. That's why I mark them. There it goes. Okay, there's one more corner to go, and it looks like I'm going to have to check to see at that last corner. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to see what that looked like. So as I go on, I have to check more often. So there's that sort of crook there, and I want to do that last corner. What does that look like? Okay, it goes like that. It goes over, and there's a strap under. There, I found it. There we go. Yeah, so this is a 4x5 grid, so that means that this is actually going to be one continuous strap, and I'll check that at the end. And I know it's one continuous strap because 4 and 5 don't have any common factors. Their greatest common factor is 1, so this will be exactly one strap. And so now I'll go check on that by following it around. Next step will be to put this up to the window or light box without their paper over it, so that I can make a nice copy of it, and all my lines will be good and pretty, and then I'll color it in, and then I'll be done. But it looks like it works out, and so that's how I make these things.